Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This week, the focus will be on metta, or cultivating loving kindness in our meditation practice and in daily life. Metta is one of the four Brahma Viharas, or translated as the divine abodes or divine dwellings. And these are qualities of heart, qualities of love, compassion, joy, and equanimity that we cultivate in the heart. And so the first one is probably the most common and popular, which is called metta, loving kindness. And this is said to be the antidote to ill will, to the hater, the inner hater towards hate in ourselves or others. And we'll cultivate this today using phrases. This is the one of the traditional ways of practicing. And we'll use these phrases silently in the mind, almost like a mantra. And the way I want to offer it today is to sync each phrase with the out breath. So it's almost helps support concentration as well. And we'll begin by focusing on another being, like a cat or anyone who's easy to bring up feelings of goodwill, of kindness towards, and then we'll turn them inwards and direct them towards ourselves, towards our own experience as well. And this is really a foundational practice, very important, because it's so hard to want to sit down if meditation becomes another thing that we're demanding of ourselves or, not good enough at. And metta, or goodwill, is a great way to bring some ease, some kindness towards our practice. So wherever you're sitting right now, I just want to encourage you, especially for these heart practices, to really find a comfortable posture. So upright if that's possible for you, or if not, just finding any way that feels supportive, where you can be present and also relax for the next 15 minutes. And if it feels comfortable or supportive for you, you can close your eyes, or you can just rest your gaze softly on the floor in front of you. And so taking a moment just to connect to the breath, to this process of breathing. Noticing that this body's already breathing all on its own. And we can take a few longer, slower, deeper breaths if that feels supportive for you. And beginning to relax the body with each out breath. Softening the muscles of the face and the jaw. Relaxing the thinking mind. Setting the intention for the next few minutes that we're just going to be here. And the thoughts may come up, and we will always come back to this body, to this breath, and to the phrases that we'll be using today. Just relaxing the shoulders, feeling the weight of the arms and the hands. Allowing the in-breath to open and the out-breath to soften the chest and the belly. Releasing any unnecessary tension that might be held. And scanning downwards into the legs and the feet. letting the breath be as natural as possible, allowing the body to breathe itself, and tuning into your heart center. So maybe that's in the center of your chest, or your actual physical heart. And you can even place your hand there if that feels supportive for you. And beginning to breathe from and through this area of your heart. And just connecting to your deepest sense of kindness, of goodwill. This is an innate quality of being in a human body, as we have the ability to love, to care for ourselves and others. And now bring to mind someone or an animal, anyone where it's very easy for you to access a feeling of kindness towards this being or person. Just bringing them to mind. And we'll begin to offer them some very simple phrases from the heart. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. And you can sync each phrase with your out breath if that feels helpful for you. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. Is it possible to offer these phrases silently from your heart to this other being? Connecting with a genuine sense of care and kindness. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. Sometimes it can even help to just bring a half smile to the face. This signals the body's nervous system towards an attitude of kindness. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. Continuing on for a minute or two, just at your own pace with these phrases. As you feel ready, we'll just kindly let this other being go for now, wishing them well. And then we'll turn towards ourselves, considering all of your own efforts, connecting with your deepest sense for your own well-being. Offering yourself these simple phrases. May I be well. May I be at ease. May I be at peace. Again, if it feels helpful, you can line each phrase up with the out breath. May I be well. May I be at ease. May I be at peace. Offering these phrases straight from the heart to yourself. Almost like trying on articles of clothing. What would it feel like to be well, to be at ease, and to be at peace? So right here in this moment. May I be well. May I be at ease. And may I be at peace. Continuing on with these phrases at your own pace for a few minutes. And for these last few minutes, we'll begin to expand outwards. So to everyone in your city, your town, may you be well. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. Offering these simple phrases of kindness, of goodwill, and expanding to your state or region. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. This basic sense of goodness and ease, and expanding to the entire continent where you live, for all beings. May you be well. May you be at ease. And may you be at peace. Breathing from the heart, radiating outwards in all directions. And to all beings on this planet Earth, may you be well. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. To human beings, to the animals, from the North Pole to the South Pole, and all the continents and islands, the fish, the birds, the mammals. May you be well. May you be at ease. May you be at peace. And finally, beyond this planet, in all directions in the universe, to those seen and unseen, near and far away, may you be well. May you be at ease. And may you be at peace. So thank you for your practice, and I'm just going to share some reflections on this quality of heart, and I want you to begin by just noticing whatever it is you're experiencing right now. There's no wrong way to feel, and one thing I'll talk about later is part of what we're doing with this practice is planting seeds. So whether it's something that's actually felt or not isn't as important as the intention we bring to it. And I want to make the argument, well, maybe argument isn't the right word, but the case that I believe that this quality of heart that we're born with really is the most beautiful thing about human life. There's so many, things we can pursue and attain, and careers and relationships, and all of that is wonderful, but I think one's innate capacity to love, to offer to others, and to share and receive really is one of the most profoundly beautiful qualities and capacities that we have as human beings. So a lot of the practices I'll be sharing over the first, series of weeks in this are going to be what's called shamatha practices, and they're for steadying the mind, steadying the heart, calming, cultivating concentration. And Metta, loving-kindness, is great for this because it helps the mind and the heart begin to feel settled, because it has a beautiful quality to it, and it can be easy for the mind to settle into phrases and wishing well for others rather than sometimes just focusing on the breath. So I'm going to share some reflections on, first I'm going to read the sutta that this has been central from the Pali Canon, which is the root teachings of early Buddhism, which have been around for millennia. I'm going to read the sutta. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is, what it is, how it's been practiced, and how it can be the antidote to anger, to hatred. And then finally, I want to just offer some practical reflections on how to use it throughout your week and in your daily practice. So first, I'm going to read this sutta, this age-old sutta, and I want to take you back to the time of the Buddha. And these recordings of these teachings were transmitted orally for at least 500 years before they were written down. And so if you'd like to, you can even close your eyes while you're listening and take yourself back to ancient India where the Buddha was teaching. It begins, "This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud or demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short, or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another. Even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will. Whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, freed from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding. By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world." So there's a lot there, and I'm sure I could probably spend a month just talking about this one teaching, this one text. It's called the Buddha's Words on Loving Kindness, or often called just the Metta Sutta. And I think one thing that's beautiful about it is this quality of the heart that expands in all directions, cuts through hatred, and also that it's, whether seated, standing, walking, lying down, moving, it's something that we can carry with us into our lives as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with Metta and some reflections on how what it is and how it can be the antidote towards the inner critic, being critical of others, hatred. And to begin, I wanted to share a story. About a year and a half ago, I spent some time in Thailand, practicing at a monastery in the forest with monks. And I first arrived there and was feeling kind of out of place, and went to this area where all the new arrivals, I guess it's kind of like the main office area, but it's outdoors, like everything there at this forest monastery. There's like a little canopy, and I'm standing here, not really knowing where I'm supposed to go, and kind of pacing. And then a monk walks up and he's like, "Go sit over there." So I'm like, all right, being put in my place already. And I'm just kind of sitting there, and all of a sudden this kitten just kind of trots up out of nowhere, and it just jumps right onto my lap and starts purring. And I immediately felt this quality of heart, like such a warm welcoming from this animal who doesn't know me, doesn't know who I am, but immediately is just like offering me love. And so I was at this monastery for about 6 weeks, and the cat had kind of disappeared. I didn't know what had happened to it. And I had asked if I could go. There was a more isolated monastery, really off in the border of Thailand and Laos. And the main monastery was quite busy, and I was looking to just really, be really out there in nature, I guess. So they allowed me to go out to this other monastery where there was literally like just 3 monks there and me. And they got me transportation out there, which was incredibly kind. And really, the monks were also very loving, supportive of having someone like me who was a non-monastic being there. And I arrive at this other monastery, and I'm walking up, and suddenly there's this cat walking along with my feet. And then we get to the little kitchen area, and I sat down, and it jumps on my lap again and is purring. And it's the same cat, and they had sent it out to this further out forest monastery so it could wouldn't be in this busy area. And so again, the same feeling of love I felt again, and it's amazing. It really struck me how this is something that goes beyond just human beings. I think it's something we share with many animals and other living creatures on this planet. Just a simple quality of care, of wanting to be loved and being able to offer love. So as I said earlier, Metta is one of the 4 Brahma Vihara, what's called the divine abodes. And so in Buddhism, there's not so much focus on an afterlife or a heaven, but really the qualities of the divine qualities are things that can be cultivated here while we're alive. And this quality of love is said to be one of them. And one thing that I love about Buddhist meditation is that it really is taking innate capacities of human beings, such as awareness, wisdom, love, compassion, patience, these really great qualities, and saying, let's train in them. They're so beneficial. Why not practice at them so they become stronger? And we know this in modern neuroscience through neuroplasticity, that this is possible, to train in these things. What the mind frequently ponders upon will become more embedded in our mind, in our heart, and in our nervous system. And so we use these phrases as setting an intention towards this quality. As I said earlier, it doesn't mean that every time you sit down and practice this, it's going to be just radiating love in all directions. Maybe it will be. But really what we're doing is continually planting the seeds and placing the intention towards this attitude of kindness. And this can really be helpful for those who have maybe a very critical or a mind that compares a lot, or feelings of lacking, of not being good enough. When this feeling of love is being cultivated and focused on, it almost seems to dissolve this sense of ill will towards ourselves or towards others. And so practicing it over time, we can find that these mind states can come up less frequently and can start to dissolve the inner critic, judgment, comparison, states of depression, depressive mind states, low self-worth. I think this is a really foundational quality, and it's kind of part of this home base in mindfulness that we can always come back to. When in doubt, come back to a mind of goodwill, of kindness. You really can't go wrong. There's no downside to it. And so, I wanted to also just close by offering some practical reflections. I find that particularly early in the morning, when I first wake up, this can be really helpful to just spend a few minutes offering these phrases kind of first thing in the day, and before I go to the phone or pick up what it is I need to do in the day, to sit down and to bring a few people to mind, whether that's whoever really comes up. I'll just sit down and just whoever comes into the mind that day, a family member, a friend, a teacher, someone at the grocery store, whoever it is, and just offer them these phrases for a few times. And I always have to make sure to include myself in that. Otherwise, it's for me personally, it's a little more natural and easier to offer these phrases for someone else, and sometimes more difficult to offer them to myself. So sometimes I'll start with others and then bring it in. and then kind of let the phrases go and go into my usual morning meditation practice. I find that starting the day with this attitude can be a great way to just set the tone for the day. I had an interview with a teacher that I had heard one time, and him saying that this was the first thing that he did in the morning was waking up and lighting candles for members of his family, wishing all of them well. And I thought that was really a beautiful way to start the day, and it's something I've taken into my own practice. And we can also take these off of the cushion. And one way I love to do this in daily life is when I'm driving, or if you take public transportation or you're walking. Spend 10 to 15 minutes as in your commute, wherever that is, to offer them to others, as opposed to listening to the radio or podcast or music. Sometimes allowing a little space to use these phrases, and particularly if it's a busy traffic day, I find it so helpful with people that are flying past me or behind me, in front of me, just, offering them these silent phrases, obviously paying attention to driving still. But I find what it does is it really melts away some of my sense of rush that isn't getting me any faster anyways. Helps relax the body. And I can't really see who's in the cars, but I can sense that there's a living being there. And that's really all I need is, may you be well, may you be at ease, may you be at peace. And then I find that whenever I get wherever I'm going, I'm in a much better mind state for my job, for, class, or whatever it is I also have going on, for showing up for those around me with a greater sense of kindness and really just presence of mind. So I encourage you to just use this however it's helpful for you. I encourage you to, use the phrases in whatever way. I've suggested a few specific ways, but it's important for you to find, how can I use this in my own life practically? And the final thought is that I wanted to share is that I've really found that one of the more profound aspects of this practice is it really begins to break down this comparing mind. I think this is something really prevalent, particularly in Western cultures, but I know this is turning into more of a global phenomenon as social media and things like that grow, comparing ourselves to others, and it leads to this separation between you and me, and everyone's out to get their own. And I find when I do this practice regularly, it really dissolves some of those boundaries of self and other, releases me from some of that comparing mind, and I feel closer to everyone in my life. Even those people who may be difficult, I can really still wish for them to be well. So I hope this has been beneficial. If it has, I always encourage you to just either like the video or subscribe to the channel, spread the word for me, and hope to see you again soon. Be well.